Hey, Laurie. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Patty, Fish Kid, Adele, Jeremy, Danny, Michael Long, Gold Nugget Pleco Tetra, hello. Uh,
Roundhouse. Danny.
Pride More, Only Oscars, Freaky Fish Lady, GRB, Roundhouse, Scott. Hope you all are well.
Patty, that was pretty funny. Well, I can always go back to echoing over. Patty said
Over.
she hasn't heard over for a
No,
while.
I got it. I thank you. I saw that. So I've been moving stuff around today. I'm still not quite sure what's going on with my water, but I'm trying to get that in gear. And then I took out this. I finally caught. I think I caught all of my. Those suckers are hard to catch, but I think I got all of the CPDs out using a really really large net. Um, Took me like 20 minutes, half an hour to catch the damn suckers because I kept on trying to scare them to one side, but none of them would have it.
Small fish are sneaky little suckers.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. I was gonna say it wasn't even really that, and then I also need to. I don't know quite know, and with my vision, it's gonna be hard. But I need to sex the CPDs because I'm gonna try and I need to send. I need to package my stuff tomorrow to send out to Bunny Viper. Let's see, I have enough styrofoam that I think I'm good, but I need to send stuff out to Bunny Viper. Who else? Miss Mary Page and Roxanne. So tomorrow is getting everything pretty much packed tomorrow night, so that Monday I can go deliver it to the USPS or UPS store. I haven't decided. I want to do USPS only because I don't want to have to pay for shipping, that much for shipping, but I'm also worried about how the fish will do. So we'll see. Or the crabs, rather. And then I'm going to get some CPDs.
Finally going to use that wonderful $100 aquatic arts gift certificate you won.
Why?
No, using the gift certificate you won at.
Why do you say finally? And when did I say I was going to use it?
Well, I just figured you'd get a bunch more like CPDs.
Oh,
They are pretty little fish.
I'm trading with Roxanne.
Ah,
So I don't need to because Roxanne is going to hook me up with some CPDs. And I'm going to try and breed the ones that I already have. I already have bins. I've got sponge filters that are in tanks cycled. Um, they don't have any air running on them right now, but they should be cycled. And I'm going to put the CPDs in some shoe boxes and play musical tanks with them. Get an air stone, some um, whatchamacallit. Get an air stone and um, try and breed them. Oh, and some Java moss. I do need some Java moss. That's the one thing that I don't have a ton of. I want more. I need more Java moss. But I'm gonna wait a week. I took them out of the 10-gallon tank, so I'm gonna wait a week and see if I get any fry. We'll see. So, what have you been up to?
Um, well, I finally drained the cursed tank in the living room.
Ah,
Uh, Now I just have to get the rocks out and get it out and put it up for sale. And just, actually reading. A wonderful skill I discovered while I had no computer, and now I'm in the middle of 3 books. So I have to finish them.
why did you start three? And that
One in the car, one at Molly's, and one because I was in the
oh,
middle of it.
oh, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Probably, Danny. I think they're too small. That's just my opinion. I think bumblebee gobies are too small to put in with them. Um, I just picked up two more from him, so I'm good on everything that I've got right now. I'm happy with everything that I have.
Okay, I'm amazed. I never expected to hear that.
What?
That there wasn't another different kind of fish, well, beside discus, that you want.
Well, there's always fish that I want. Um, and I could do like one, maybe two more fish. Um, I've thought about doing plecos. Two buddies, Ian. Um, I have I have thought about doing a pair or trio, a few more because I already made caves and I bought caves. I have enough caves right now, but I have some bristlenose pleco caves in both tanks. Um, I need to do water change on the 55. I would like to get. I'm kind of thinking about getting some apistos, but we'll see. And then I haven't decided what else I want to do with that 10-gallon. I might do two different types of bristle nose, but I haven't decided.
I
But
don't know. I'm not sure, but I get the feeling that you can only have like, or not a lot of bristlenose in a 10-gallon tank.
what do you mean? I'm not gonna put a ton. I'd only put like a trio or something. I
Ah,
just want to breed them. I'm doing it more for breeding. That's really why I want to do it is just to breed them. So I wouldn't have like a whole bunch. And I do have like six. I had six in a 10-gallon. Now they're in a 20. Five or six in a 10. I think I have 20 now or thereabouts. But yeah, I need to six. Oh, and then I also need, yeah, I need to do the betas.
actually, Roundhouse, that was my dog that was making weird noises. He has allergies. Oh, cool, GRB.
I don't have the space roundhouse. Otherwise, I'd love to. That and it's too expensive. I can set. I have a 40-gallon that I can set up if if I need to. Oh, and then I also have the Taiwan bees that I'm hoping to get soon. But I've got two 20s and a 40 outside that I can use. I already did Roundhouse. I cleaned my room today. Okay, I didn't clean it. My mother made me.
Therefore, you cleaned it.
And guess what I found, which I'm really upset with my mother about, but hey.
Okay, we're waiting.
I found, or rather, my mother found and took the piece for my gimbal.
Why'd she take it?
Because she was cleaning my room and didn't know I needed it. And I'm like, really? So yeah, found that.
Give it back.
Yeah, but
That's just his bed and dog.
hey, Mississippi hippie. Wait. What do you mean? It's just my dogs. What mess.
Dog? Oh boy. He says, you said my name. Or close to my name. Oh, I hate when that happens, GRB. I've done that so many times. Hey, Mississippi hippie. Jeremy. See, that's why I don't come on the stream. My room is too much stuff in it, but that's all fish stuff. And I think I mentally prepared myself to do one tank at a time and get them back into showing condition. Because it's really dumb to show a tank you can't see the fish in.
Sorry, I was getting my gimbal from the other room.
I need to find a gimbal that, yes, only Oscar's Blackfire. I need to get a gimbal that I can hook to the scooter. I actually did get a fairly good amount of butt shots through a dog's eyes. And there was like one guy's butt, I don't know, he just stopped and was looking. It's really interesting what a dog sees. It's sort of like my brother, who's like 7 feet tall, and he was sitting down, people watching, and he says, wow, you sure get a different view. You can't tell who's bald and who's not bald.
Okay, Roundhouse, that's not true. I'm not losing things every day. Just once in a while. But I don't lose things that often. I usually know where things are.
And speaking of losing things, on a good note, I'm going to give a shout out for Zoo Meds because the river shrimp and the spirulina flakes the dogs they did not get into the containers. I mean, there was even a bite in the top of the lid that went all the way through and dented the aluminum seal. but they couldn't get them open. So I made fish food today with the.
You made? What do you mean you made fish food today?
I chopped up river shrimp, black soldier fly larva, spirulina, mixed it all together with a little bit of water, and then I dried it out and I crunched it into flakes.
Wait, you had to chop it up, and wasn't it already dried out?
No, they were freeze dried shrimp and the black
So,
soldier fly
so,
larva.
so weren't they already dried? Why did you have to re-dry it? I
Oh,
thought they were already.
I made like crunchy flakes for the big cichlids.
But
They love them.
wait, I'm confused. My comment is I thought they were already
So
freeze
yeah,
dried.
they're freeze dried.
So why did
But
you have to dry them out again?
because I mixed them with I mixed three things together to make a mixture flake, a combination flake.
Got it.
Because some of the Oscars and a couple of the Mambuna hog things, and they don't let the other fish get it. So if it's mixed up, everybody gets a little bit of everything. And they like it. So I made the fish flakes. And I put a couple in with my vampire crabs. So we'll see if they like them.
Ah, cool.
And even though I just set up the vampire crab tank, I kind of want to make it bigger.
How big is it right now?
10-gallon.
How many do you have?
5.
And you want to make it bigger?
Yeah, I found a really cool bowl for a water container.
Huh. Well, you've seen mine, right?
For your crabs, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to figure out how the heck to sex the CPDs easily, because that's
Very
gonna be
carefully. That's something I don't even have a clue about.
Yeah, I know, but I want to do it because I have 4 bins that I want to try and breed them in.
I have to admit, that's one thing I like about the cichlids with different colored males and females. It's so easy to sex them when they grow up.
I wish.
I can't wait till those little jewel cichlids color up, because now they're just kind of grayish. They do have a little really pretty blue on their dorsal fins, but it says they're supposed to get peach. Yeah, that is true with the Danios, Ian, that the females are like chubbier.
Won't have red. Okay. I thought they would. Okay, they won't have red.
My oldest son used to pay my youngest son, I think it was like $5 a week, and it was 20 years ago, to clean his room. And then he wondered why my youngest kept buying stuff. It's like, well, God, I'm making money off you, bro. Ooh, that sounds cool, Jeffrey. They're doing really well. I have them in a 20 long
Hey, Jeffrey.
that has plants in it. Although I was really amazed, Jeffrey, they managed to cut the valve right across the roots. They separated the roots from the leaves, but oh well, kept him happy. Wow, they're so cute though, and I guess they're kind of harassing the mollies, but I only have 2 female mollies left, and I don't know. The
Murderer.
jewels are just going to be so much prettier. I mean, mollies, they're okay, but the platies to me are more interesting color wise.
Platies?
Yeah, I
Hey,
like
Jeremy. Hey, Sandy.
I like the attitude. I think on the jewels, and I actually have a Honduran red point in with them, and he seems to be the pack leader.
I'm very happy they colored up for you. Hey, Craig. You said,
So,
you said he colored up for you, right?
oh yeah, he's like a really nice, powder blue with
Yeah.
the black stripes.
Yeah, he wasn't happy in my tanks. I'm glad I gave him to you.
Yeah, well, they're doing really good in that tank. And I've noticed a little bit of nibbling on leaves, but such is life. Um, the little val grows pretty fast.
I feel like cichlids and leaves and plants don't really do well together.
No, they don't, but it was a completely set up, perfect tank for them. It just has the mollies in it, but I think I have a home for them. Um,
The mollies?
yeah, the 2 mollies I have.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. Lucky me. Now I have to. I think I'm gonna sex them first, and then figure out which ones I want to put where. Because I have 3 containers that I'm gonna put them in.
Yeah, my yellow labs, I have 2 left. My yellow labs hide all the time, but one of them is a really good breeder. So, and my fairy cichlids are almost old enough to start breeding. This is one thing about getting fry, especially little fries. You just have to wait for them, to grow up. But watching them, and I think it's pretty cool watching them grow up and sort of making friends with them before they get like territorial, and because then I don't know, they're just cool. I think they're cooler to watch because they come to the front of the tank and they swim around in front of you and like. Well, technically, the 5-star general is a jewel cichlid, and he's now big enough that he would eat all the little jewels. So, poor guy has to stay alone. I sort of wish I would have bought a couple more.
The other problem? I'm
So he
realizing.
wouldn't be alone. Oh,
Sorry.
the net Kevin is using is really cool.
Really?
Yeah, shut
The
up.
other. What?
Shut up.
I didn't say that.
But I want to brag about your net.
Go ahead.
This is a very cool net. The bottom part of the net is plastic. So when you catch your fish, they're still happy and not as stressed because they're still in water and not flopping around.
And it
It's
won't
really,
catch their fins as much.
yeah, it really is cool.
All right, so one of my problems too, though, is they swim so fast it's hard to tell what they are. They just swim so fast, even when they're by themselves.
Yeah, if the net were a clear plastic at the bottom, it would be easier to see them when they're in the net.
Well, so I've caught him, and he's in its own container, so I can just hold the him up and catch him in the net, and have him by the side of the um, specimen container. I think this one's red. This guy looks red. I think. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think my yellow labs were about a year and a half when they started breeding. And my first clutch was 62.
Why is Roundhouse saying wrong?
I don't know.
Although he's always saying I'm wrong, so there's nothing new there. Oh, and then the other thing too, the only thing that I wish that I would have liked better. Hey, Sherry. The one, um, the one thing that I would have liked better about it, which I think we talked about, Lori,
Yeah.
is it being square, not round.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I
I
forgot.
think I would prefer square, which they do have. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking I really do like the cichlids much better than guppies. And my guppies just don't breed, which, well, a lot, which is kind of good. But I don't know, cichlids just have so much more personality. Although the betas seem to like being with guppies.
Okay, for that small freaking tank, I used this net and I still couldn't catch him very easily. It still took me like half an hour to catch those suckers. Sorry.
Well, I really like the way the Santa Claus guppies look, but I don't think I've had fry in there for a long time. Um, and I am noticing that there's even with the hair algae that I have, a lot of the fish nibble on it. And oh yeah, today I did spend time. I had 3 tanks that were really heavy with duckweed, so I scooped out some of the duckweed and water lettuce and shared it with other tanks. And I had a small feeding frenzy with one of the cichlid tanks. The haps just went nuts when I dumped the duckweed in there. And they were all like, because it went over by the hang on back filter, so it was like going deeper into the water and then up and floating around. And they were like hunting hunting the duckweed. That was pretty cool to watch. But I'm sort of trying to keep lights low for a few days. Well, lights off. You know, Danny, I used to kill guppies. Um, well, except the only thing that I could say about that roundhouse is that I do better with the more fancy fish than the guppies. I mean, my mambunas breed like guppies. Um, and you know, I'm not gonna sell any of them because they're like so hybridized. I mean, there's a lot of really cool fish in there. Oh, my gambusia ate all my guppies, so they got to meet the 5-star general.
What happened to oh, it ate all your hemes?
Yeah,
Fudge, Lori.
I'm just not meant to have him as guppies.
I want some.
Okay, well, I'll email you somebody who has some.
Wait, somebody has them?
Yeah,
It's not Charles, is it?
no.
Oh.
Although Charles does have them, he might have. I don't think he has any for sale yet. Um, but I know a guy. Actually, the guy I got my first Hamas guppies from still has Hamas guppies,
Pure limes?
and yeah, pure lines. And other than that, I was sitting here looking at my 3 really tea colored tanks and deciding which one looks the most like Captain Morgan's spice rum, so I could fill up my bottle and put it in with my Oscars. The sharks ate all the crocodiles. Ah, poor crocodiles.
Okay, Ian, one of them has orange and one of them doesn't. Which one has orange and which one doesn't?
Orange are the males? Did I remember that right? Yeah, definitely the gambusias are pretty vicious. They're up there with some of the aggressive cichlids. And
Gambusia?
at first it was like, I don't know about having these species only tanks because it sort of takes more tanks. But on the other hand, then you get to watch them as a species and watch their habits and
Okay,
stuff
okay,
develop.
okay. But are we talking about Gambusia?
Yeah, the mean fish.
Are there cichlids?
No, they're like cichlids as far as
Okay,
aggressive.
wait, but do you remember when you first got them what I told you?
Yeah, don't put them in with the guppies or
And
the
what did
shrimp.
and what did you do?
I put them in with the guppies and shrimp because they live in a pond with guppies, and they ate all the shrimp and then they ate the guppies.
I told you.
And then,
Nobody ever listens to me, but I did try and tell you.
yeah, yeah, but I'm old. I know everything. Yeah, right. Nothing.
Lori,
Yeah,
you're still a child at heart.
I will always be a child at heart.
And I mean that in the nicest. And also, how do I say
So
it?
I think my desire to stay more childlike comes from my mom being in assisted living places because a lot of these people like sell their houses and all their furniture, and they live in basically, they have a bed, a table, a couple of chairs, a TV. They don't have anything on the walls. It sort of looks like a hospital room. And then you go into my mom's, apartment at assisted living, and she has a red couch, and there's like, it's from 1760, a French armoire that was built in Mexico. Um, and just all these eclectic things that she's collected over the year, pottery and baskets and her paintings. And it's sort of
Oh
like
yeah.
going
We
into,
never we never talked about the pottery. We need to talk about pottery sometime. I
I
said
could
that.
probably get my nephew to do a thing if anybody's interested. Because my great grandmother is the one who refound how to make the black Indian pottery. And yeah, mud skipper, mud skipper. Patty is right, mud skipper. Yeah, I got to cull platies. I have some weird platies coming out. Blue fur fox puppy. Oh,
Well, I'm trying to catch the CDs, but all right, Patty. I almost had a heart attack because I thought I lost one of my nets, and I'm like, oh no, it's just in the other room. I forgot. I had it in the other room to try and catch the CPDs. Realized I couldn't catch them because that net is way too small to catch freaking CPDs. Because CPDs are way too quick for me, and so I ended up moving them, or I ended
yes,
up moving on to a bigger net and left it in there and forgot. I'm like,
yes, I saw Amag. Yes, I saw it.
who?
Amag. Amagenset Press. I guess Danny watches Cop Watchers also.
Who is that though?
One of the cop watchers got arrested, which
Why?
is becoming more because cops don't like being filmed for accountability, and so they arrest the cop watchers on bogus charges like interfering with an investigation or breathing. Um, they try and get them trespassed. You cannot trespass a person when they're on a public sidewalk.
Okay,
Um,
Roundhouse, I cleaned my room, and it was because it was in the wrong room. Sorry, go on.
it's just um, I actually didn't film the Belton County Jail because when I went over it, my daughter lives in a housing tract that's right behind the jail, um, and there's no public sidewalks to film from, so you'd have to stand in the road. They have a pretty good setup for not being filmed. And my daughter said, "Well, mainstream media goes there," and I said, "Yeah, they're not going to arrest mainstream media, but they would arrest a First Amendment responder." And I have definitely watched enough to know that getting arrested in Texas is not a good thing. Um, it's sort of, it makes me really wish I could do more cop watching to make them accountable for their actions, because what they do is just not right. I mean, yeah, there's good cops out there, but the majority are just too full of themselves. I mean, I've actually learned a lot about the Constitution and your rights. And it was really funny because when I started really getting into it, I was parked at CVS, and this guy who had a bicycle came out of CVS, and he had what looked like sort of a donut box, and he tried to get on his bike, and his bike fell over, and he threw his packages on the ground. Then he picked up this, what I thought was a box, and threw it in the garbage. And being a dumpster diver for years, I had to see what was in the box. And it wasn't a box, it was a extremely thick book on the Constitution and the laws and legalities and stuff on First, Second, Third, Fourth, and I think Fifth Amendment issues. And it was like, wow, this is like an $80 book that this guy just threw out, and I rescued it. And if he comes back, I'm not going to tell him I have it because he threw it out. Yeah, we're talking about First Amendment. Sorry, Danny. I mean, hey, it's like it. Maybe he's resetting his camera to show us the mud skipper. The mud skipper's so cute. No, he never said he was a journalist. But I mean, you don't have to be a journalist to do First Amendment audits. I mean, we all have the right to film. And some of the cops are just too full of themselves. Now, there's one smart thing that Kevin has that I don't, is towels in the fish room. I'm always totally soaked because I use my t-shirt to dry my hands and arms, and it's like I'm always wet. And definitely got some really nice rocks in there. Okay, skippers.
Let me move everything off of here so that I can actually get in and show it, because I don't have a light.
Did your light burn out?
Nope, but I just don't have one on here.
Oh, look at him. Thanks.
The mud skipper actually didn't even move. Okay, it did, but not really. Oh, no, now there it goes.
You have the gimbal in the way of the picture. And sideways. And upside down. Now it's right side up.
Okay, I really need a better lid. But
yeah, I have to get one of those command hooks. I took a 10-gallon lid and duct tape, top and bottom of the filter area and one other area on the lid, and then realized, whoa, now I can't just like easily take it off because it fits that 10-gallon tank perfectly. And even getting my fingernail in there. And I see that the mangrove are actually growing when you showed the top.
so he was right up there. But there are 3 in here. And then Okay, I swear I have them. I guess it is kind of hard with all the mangroves in the way, but usually one's hiding right there, or not hiding, but hanging out right there. Let's see. I think it would be easier to find them since I've got 5 of them in here, but nope.
5 mud skippers?
I got 3 mud skippers,
And the
2
gobies.
2 night gobies, and 2 bumblebees.
Oh, Danny, that's like a bad problem. I mean, Kevin even got hit with that. Someone using Captain Savage's name.
What?
Oh, the YouTube allowing people to steal others' names. Because,
Wait,
like, there's a singer, Tyrannical Mystery Covers, who's really good. And for a while, he was in caught watching streams promoting his music. And it turned out that he had just, like, taken the guy's name and identity and was pretending to be him.
why can't I see him? I swear I have 3. They'll come out in a few. But yeah, this is the tank now.
See, you need a tripod, Kevin, so you could just put it and focus on the yeah, like there, and then we'll see the mud skippers come out. Well, Matt, I think it's still stealing somebody's name, or actually stealing their identity. See,
Yeah,
I want to
except the
do.
problem was somebody was using my username in the stream or in my own stream as well.
Yeah, but he went on that. Remember the owl guy? He went on his stream and showed porno.
Yeah, Andy came on my stream, but actually used my username in my stream, not up on StreamYard, but in my stream. Oh, where are you? I do have a decent amount of hiding.
There's a bumble or one of those gobies.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
The bumblebee actually seems like it's doing okay. It just likes chilling out there. Hasn't gotten eaten yet. Keyword there being yet. Although I'm hoping it won't.
I don't think I have any regrets at Aquashell, except maybe I should have bought a few more vampire crabs. I mean, my baby, even though those little jewel shits ate his fins, he's doing just fine. His fins are growing back. And I guess he's just a feisty betta. Oh, I want to go catfishing. I'm about ready to drive 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, just because they have a handicap pond for fishing, and I think I can get to the water. Everywhere where else the water is so low, I can't get to it.
Oh yeah. Where are they?
They're hiding.
Yeah. I don't think me slamming that lid helped. Yeah, they'll come out. I'll give them a few. It's really hard taking off the lid with one hand, though. Especially since it's a wooden lid. I need
Well,
to buy a
that's
better
that's that's why you need
tripod.
yeah.
I have a tripod. I just don't know why my camera isn't working. It's not connecting. And I don't know whether it's the long extension cord or the actual camera itself.
Yeah, Kevin's camera broke today when he was trying to take pictures of stuff to put on eBay. And so then he came and got the tripod. And it's like, I know something's missing. Something's missing. What am I not seeing? And it's like, ah. Well, yeah, it is getting pretty cold here, but
I don't think so, Roundhouse.
that's a that's a some other goby.
What?
There was like a clearish fish.
Where?
Well, it went sort of back behind the filter area, but I saw it for a minute. Or was it a mud skipper?
Nope.
Yeah, it's in the back, in between the two mangroves that are to the left of the up. Go up a little bit with the camera. It was right in there somewhere.
Right there?
Yeah, it was there somewhere. See if you stop moving the camera around, then they'd probably come out. I mean, if I lived in a tank, or if I saw a big lens at my window, I think I'd go hide.
Well, it also doesn't help that I accidentally dropped my lid. So they probably also left because of that. Um, but that was a night goby,
No,
Lori.
he won't put the crabs in with the mud skipper. The mud skipper would eat them.
Well, I
They
did
are
it.
so cute, bunny viper. I just like, and I just hope my plants live.
Okay, you have to say hello to everybody and tell me who comes in because I can't see who comes in right now.
Okay. Hello,
I think
MPJSDR Adele. D over.
is that
No, I'm not joking. Everybody's playing with their screen names now. There is a goby. I mean, a mud skipper. Go up a
where?
little bit. He's
Where?
half in and half out of the water. So if you go right on the water line, go up a little more. There's his little head and there's his body. Go up just like maybe, yeah, right there. Oh, what a cutie pie. It looks really weird because he's like split in half because of the water.
Oh,
But he looks pretty happy. All you doomsayers of the mud skipper.
do you see him?
Yes.
I think he's one. I think. I don't know. I kind of want to say that's the one that I already had, but I don't think so. I think it's one of the new ones because that mud skipper never went on that rock, and this one has gone on the rock several times.
So it's probably one of the new ones.
That's what I'm thinking. Although the newer ones look smaller than the one that I had.
Oh.
But yeah, Zenzo gave me two of them. Or rather, I bought two of them. And then there's the night goby. Or not the night goby, the bumblebee. And it's still in there, so it's doing alright. Hasn't become a meal yet. Let's see.
Oop, there he goes. Hmm. I think it would be pretty cool to be able to breathe underwater and out of water.
Do you see him still?
Yeah, he's right next to the mangrove on the right.
Okay, good. You can see him. I wasn't sure. I'm really enjoying this tank. I spent way too much on this tank, but I'm really happy with it. I think all of those rocks were like $40 because I bought a lot of lava rock, which was not too bad considering how many I got. And then I got the 3 mud skippers, the 2 night gobies, the bumblebees, and a bunch of way too many mangroves, which I actually
Well,
have some
but they're
right over.
growing.
I have some over there which I need to plant.
Yeah, before they die.
Yes. Although I also need to do it and put a light on this tank too. Which I was actually wondering if that one, if I should make that into a brackish water tank for the bumblebees. Make that a bumblebee tank.
Are those the angels? No.
Yeah.
Ah, they look much better.
Well, so that's a repto filter.
Yeah, those are really cool.
So it's called a tetrafauna repto filter.
I was looking because I got the Zoom Ed catalog. I was looking at the reptile filter waterfalls, and I thought, wow, if I set up a 20-gallon tank for the vampire crabs, I could have something like that.
Wait, really?
Well, I don't see why not.
Huh?
It says that they only need like a bulb of water big enough to molt in, but when I was watching mine, they were like swimming around in the pond with the guppy grass.
Hey, Jeffrey.
So I just like to do it. Oh yeah, and Jeffrey, the jewel cichlids like munching on the hair algae. I have a really cool piece of driftwood which you can't see anymore because it's covered in Java moss, which is covered in hair algae. And they've made like little caves inside the hair algae so you can see their little heads popping out. It's pretty cool.
I'm really happy with the tank setup.
Well, and
Now,
the mud skipper and the gobies look happy. I mean, it's like a nice setup. The water's clear, the rocks are cool, and they all have their little territories.
yeah. I mean, I think I've got enough. I think I've got enough in here for them, which is good.
Well, yeah, if you can't find them, they've got some good hiding spots.
Well, they also dig. So,
Yeah,
Jason,
I have sand, but I didn't have enough room in
I've
the
been
10
trying to
gallon tank.
I've been trying to call him, but he hasn't picked up. He's probably busy. But Tyler sent me my rocks that I bought from Jason at
Kev,
Redfish.
Kevin is not in Kenosha.
Okay, all I see is, why do I see one letter word? Are those all people that just do one letter? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Thought me I thought maybe it was cuz um I'm on my phone, but I think they're just one letter.
No, they're just doing one letters.
For usernames?
Yeah, because we were talking about stealing usernames, so everybody decided to do letters. I don't know why. I'm too lazy to change mine. Well, it wouldn't matter anyway. F says, "These are my people. The one letter. Welcome them kindly."
Oh, come on.
No, he's just showing us the mud skipper tank. B is another one letter word. Um,
Trying to
okay,
get
well,
I'm trying to get this to balance correctly. I think it's in the middle of the phone, but it's not balancing quite right. Feels like it's off a little. Okay,
a rose by any other name is still a rose.
where is he? There's there's the bumblebee. The bumblebees actually seem to be doing okay. I asked my mom.
But Roundhouse likes being a rotten bastard. It's his persona,
Likes being a what?
a rotten bastard. And
Nah, he just likes being a hole. Period.
but I have to admit, he's probably, well, I want to say one of the few who's actually the same in real life as he is in as he is on screen.
Wait, how do you know?
Kevin, how many times do I have to tell you I just know things? It was
Okay.
great. We pulled up behind this big red truck that was parked in front of the hotel, and I turned to Kevin and I said, "Jess is staying in this hotel. That's her truck." And it's like, "Yeah, right." And guess what? It was Jess's truck, and she stayed in the hotel.
True story.
And he says, "How do you know this?" I said, "I just know things."
Yeah, it's a little bit scary knowing you.
I don't know. I think it would be cool to know somebody like me.
Eh.
Okay, maybe that didn't come out like it was supposed to.
It's good knowing you, but it's also sometimes kind of scary knowing you.
Yeah, well, I'll give you that.
Just saying.
You're not the only one who says that.
Well,
I've actually lost a couple friends after incidents like that.
oh, well, yeah, no. Can't
It's
scare
like,
me.
have I changed? Okay, you found out information about me. Have I changed in the last 5 minutes? The only thing that's changed is what you know about me or what you perceive about me. So it's not my problem. It's your perception that's changed. God, I need more of those rocks that we got at Aquashella.
Well,
Who was it? It was Chris who knew what the name of them was.
as it was, I gave you one of the ones that I had.
I
I didn't
bought
have,
that rock from you.
but I didn't have more that I could give you.
Well, I know, and they didn't have any more when I went over to the booth because
I
I actually left the scooter outside the booth, and Leo and I went in and looked in every single bin they had
oh
because I would have bought more of those rocks.
yeah, they are cool rocks.
And I actually want to, in a 20-gallon tank, I think I could showcase it better
Then what?
than in the 10-gallon tank.
Oh, you have it in a 10 right now?
Yeah, with the vampire crabs because I wanted it to be out of the water and sparkle
Ah,
and not have any chance of getting algae on it. I mean, I'd really almost like to get another 20-gallon long for them.
oh, that's a good idea. Do you see him?
I see his head. I think it's his head. Yep.
You can see his body now too.
But he looks split that way.
I cut him in half.
But you don't have the dumb at the end, Matt.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to my computer. I really like this tank. I think I did a good job. Alright, I'll be back.
Yeah, it's a good mud skipper tank. Oh no, not politics. No, no politics. I hate politics. Everybody thinks they're right, no matter which side of the fence you're on. And I just don't believe everybody can be right. Now, everybody could be wrong, but not right. I'm not sure, Mississippi hippie. Just, I never told my mom. My mom was raised sort of as a very Orthodox Jew, only in a Yentl style, because her dad raised her. And I was always afraid to tell my mother what I really believed until we went to this Jewish fair. And she said, the Kabbalah. And it's like, that's what I believe in is called. And at one point, she said that it wasn't fair that the abilities skipped a generation. And I didn't understand sort of what she was talking about. But then the kids explained that they told my mom some of the stuff that happens went around me. And she said that my grandfather was like that. And so was his father and his grandfather. And it wouldn't. She says it's because they were priests of Israel. And to be a priest of Israel is a father to son, going all the way back to the 12 tribes. So I'm actually a direct descendant of Aaron. But my mom doesn't appear to be able to do anything. All the rest of my kids can. So it just sort of skipped her. Either that or the old saying, when we're a child, we can believe in things and we lose that ability or deny it as we grow up. So maybe she just like denied it.
Well, you told me, wasn't it Molly?
Yeah, Molly predicts bad accidents or can foresee bad accidents.
It was Molly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The best description of that, you'd only sell me a cool rock? Well, good, because I only buy cool rocks.
Huh?
And I actually only used to go rock hounding
Even.
for cool rocks, and I'm so sad that I can't go rock hounding anymore because I've just found some really cool specimens. And I kind of miss doing that, and I'd like to be able to go out to where the red lava rock is. Night, Stephen P. Get some good sleep. I mean, a piece of red lava rock that's like the size of a cake barely weighs anything, so it's really nice, to collect the red lava rock because they're really, really light. And they have some nice shapes and crevices. And we have, like, really close to me, there's a fluorite, purple and white fluorite deposit area. and I have a couple pieces from that, and they're really nice. Um, I have some really cool amethyst pieces that I collected, and of course fossils, lots of fossils. Um, I got my first fossil when I was 4 years old. We went up into the Jemez Mountains, and I got
Wait,
a brachiopod.
you went to the Jemez Mountains?
Yeah, I live like 30 miles from them.
Well,
I
yeah.
was actually born in the Jemez Mountains.
What?
I was born in the Jemez Mountains.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one reason I totally love the lava rocks, because I can handle a large lava rock much easier than a large other kind of rock. And I sort of used to worry about the sharpness, but I only had one cichlid get scratched by a lava rock, but they were in the middle of fighting, and it sort of ended the fight. So,
Well, I guess that's good.
my son has a 3D printing machine, and um, he, uses all different kinds of resins and the mica glitter, and he used the resin cup machine to cover a Captain Morgan's bottle with resin. And I guess I asked him for so many stuff, he's now mostly making everything that he sells out of food grade aquarium safe resin. And oh no, J Rock, are you pulling more guppy fry? I wish I had your touch with guppies. Maybe I should send a couple of my guppies over there to learn how to breed. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Lava rock substrate smaller than Echo Complete and fluorite.
Wait, what?
A lava rock substrate smaller than Echo Complete and fluorite.
Wait,
That
where?
sounds interesting.
Oh.
I have to admit, that's one thing that I really like about the streams, is that people find out about new stuff. Well, I can go look at your videos all by myself. I'm a big girl. I'm 16.
I did. I showed him J Rock.
I went into Kevin's room today, shut the dogs out, and played with my kitty today. I didn't realize how much I missed cats and how much I didn't miss their shedding. And my cat is a big orange cat and white, and all you have to do is touch him, and he starts purring, and he purrs and he purrs.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I could get the name of it from my son, because he gave me a couple things like the merman and said, don't put this in your tank because it's not safe. Or if you do, try it with a couple of fish that you don't want anymore in case they die. And of course it's the merman, but he said that I could paint it with acrylics, and as long as I made sure that I covered everything, it would be okay. It's just with some of these castings or the 3D printing, I mean, the plants around the merman are so sharp that they draw blood.
Hey, Lori, did you ask him to make them? Or could
Yeah,
he
I sent you the thing. My son will do custom work. He's going to make Kevin breeder boxes.
CPD, yeah.
I just don't understand what the hole in the back is for.
Uh, so that the eggs will um, get deposited underneath, so that the parents can't get to them.
No, I mean the hole in the box.
Huh?
Well, after all, the I wonder how easy it is. I'll have to
Hey, Ian,
try
if you
grinding up a lava rock.
Ian, if you're here, which ones are which? Are the ones that are red males or the ones that are not red males?
Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Okay, let's see. Can I find it?
I'm really hoping the ones with the red fins are females because I got a lot of those.
No, I think it's the other way around. This year seems to be a mostly male fry year. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time talking. Thank you, Sherry.
Boy, okay. The female CPDs won't have red on the fins.
God damn it. Thank
So
you.
it's like regular fish that the males are prettier than the females. Oh, and Roundhouse, I got Turkana jewels from Jeffrey, and they're fries still, but they're really cool to watch. They've made really cool holes through the hair algae to swim in and out of. I just bought some. Let's see if I can grab one of these. 5 pounds of beach sand.
What?
I bought sand.
Why?
Um, because it's too cold to go looking for ant sand.
Hey, Lori,
Yeah.
$25 for a 50-pound bag of not Eco Complete, Supernaturals. Just saying.
I actually would like to get some more Crebe sand or a similar sand, but I just hate rinsing and rinsing and rinsing and rinsing forever.
Yeah, well.
Because I have a couple tanks which could use a deeper substrate because the cichlids have dug all the way through to the glass. Yeah, but see, I can get lava rocks, like red lava rocks, all day long. And
I should have asked you for some choya wood.
you did. I just didn't bring any. I'm going to go out collecting with my friend next week, I think. So after I like clean it out and stuff, I just need to get another pair of leather gloves. The pool filter sand, like you can buy at Home Depot.
Pool filter sand is worse though.
I don't know. It says it doesn't require much rinsing.
Um,
The
Jeffrey
only
Jeffrey
sand,
said that he never. Jeffrey said, I think Jeffrey was the one that said he never does. He never rinses his eco or carob seed.
I don't know. Then it may. Well, I got to figure out how to get clear water. Then I'll worry about other things. One thing at a time.
Well,
And you use the sticky clay particles to make the pot, and then you use the silt to put over it, and then you burnish it. Now here's a good question. Speaking of Sesame Street, is Big Bird a Muppet or not, and why? I want doozers.
what is? Wait, what happened to Just Mississippi? What happened, Just? What are you saying? Oh,
And he goes just when I need to take the dog out. That's a very good question. When does a rock become a boulder? When it moves to Colorado.
wait, what
And
happened?
I'll be right back. I don't know. You went away just when I was going to take the dog out.
No, I thought Chewie was trying to come up. What does privet mean?
Private?
Oh, no. Come on up if you want to, Chewie. I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Oh, okay. Well, I'm the only one up here, J Rock, so it would have been me. I can't tell. This is either really, really, really faded. Now, I think there's a little bit of orange on it, things. I can't tell whether this is a male or a female. Night, Jess. Huh, Matt. Always. Always, Matt. Night, Roundhouse. Huh? Night, Matt.
Okay, we have the wonder of fish tanks.
Why?
This is what happens when you have too many fish tanks. I have a cichlid fry in my platy tank.
Why? Did it eat everything?
No, but I mean, it's only like a quarter-inch long, but it is definitely not a guppy fry, and it is not a platy fry. It is a cichlid fry.
Alright, I'm gonna ask Roxanne for a bunch of females. If she can do that for me. I've got way too many males right now.
sort of seems like a male kind of year for fry. And I think I remember actually Chewy talking about that there are years when there are more females or more males born. And if I remember right, it has something to do with the yearly temperature. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few years with the changes in the weather, what it does to animals and fish and various other creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a bigger house. But who doesn't? Oh,
Yeah, I've literally got 2 females, and the rest are males.
wow, that's very uneven.
And I didn't breed them. I have not bred any fish this. Well, yeah, actually, I haven't bred any fish. It's been I've had well, technically, I haven't bred any fish or shrimp, period, because they do all the work. But
Poor fishes do a lot of work.
what?
The fish do a lot of work. We just sit there and watch them.
No, but I'm saying I have not technically. I said I have not really bred any fish this year, and I said technically, I have never bred fish, or I've never. Yeah, I've never bred any fish because I've never had. I don't do any of the work. They do.
It's their job. Tomorrow is isopod day. I'm going to play with isopods.
Why? What do you do?
Oh, make sure that they have enough cuddle bone and everybody's doing okay. And it looks like I have lots more dairy cows. Thank goodness I don't have to milk them.
Huh?
Although I do miss fresh milk from the goats.
You had goats?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I used to make goat cheese. I was really good for living off grid. Preserved did canning and preserves for over the winter. I always used to joke in the case of the apocalypse, all these guys would be working on getting computers and all that kind of stuff back running. But when they got hungry, they'd be coming to me. Oh, I don't want to know what fell. Oh,
Damn it.
what are you damaging?
Well, I saw the mud skipper. It was sitting right there. I brought my phone over to show it on stream. I came over here by myself for a few seconds. It was fine. And then I came over here with my phone and it left.
Of
It
course.
fled. Actually, no, it didn't. Do you see it? Hello?
I'd like to say yes, but I just unplugged the lights by accident. So I'm in the dark, in the night, and no one will come.
Can you see him?
Mr. Mud, yes, in the back corner, playing with the mangrove.
I'm really happy with this tank now. I'm really happy.
It's nice when you finally get a tank that you really like. Like, I really like my parrot tank, except for all the blackbeard algae on everything now. And I just really don't want to take it apart. Because it just is so cool. And it looks like the blue parrots and my platinum, or the blue polars and my platinum parrots ate almost all the duckweed. I need a duckweed factory. If only all those people with all that extra duckweed that they hate so much would just be kind and send it to me. Ah, I really didn't want to see that knocked over. Ah, and so what happens? It falls down again. Oh, and once again, my floor is soaked. I should just like live in an aquarium so I don't have to worry about getting water on the floor. Because it's such a pain. So jumping. Ah, okay, fan on floor. Hey, biggies. Yeah, I'm just one of those people. I like feeding my cichlids duckweed. It just makes them so happy. I mean, they're getting like natural plants, and I don't have to mentally yell at them for eating the plants, and it's good for them. And I like making them happy. I mean, I think that's half the thing of having fish. Well, let's see. Jeffrey was very kind and hooked me up with some really pretty jewel cichlids. Very, very cool. We had a good time at Aquashell. It was really nice to meet people. Oh, I would love a softball-sized ball of duckweed. I'm actually considering where I can put like a bucket container of some sort or a bin just to grow duckweed. I like water lettuce because I like the roots that it puts down. And maybe it's just change of seasons or something. I only have like maybe 4 or 5 water lettuces left. Nothing changed, so maybe it's a season. Oh yeah, Jeffrey, the cichlids like duckweed. I figure it's a good way to give them all fresh vegetables besides their green beans and zucchini. I don't really like doing cucumber because it gets gross and mushy. And carrots they like. Um, I actually made some fairly thin carrot slices and put them in the tank with those food clips. And it was really cool watching one of the plecostomus, because they have that middle wheel in their mouth, and watching them eat through the carrot slice and like make a hole in it. It's like, and well, once my tanks are clean and nice again, I will try the Ceratabs. Yeah, I just like the look of the water lettuce too. Um, and the tank that does have the water lettuce is the one that I have the most guppy fry in also. I have a couple of those flat, the plastic grass mats that float on the top for fry. Um, and they have some hair algae on them, and the fry love hiding in those. It's just if I can have natural, I will have natural. I mean, I won't spend money to put natural plants in the cichlid tanks because they just eat them. That's why I feed them the water. Well, I could always try that. I was seriously thinking about it because I just got, for when I get 300 people, I have a wonderful gift, which I know Ian probably won't need, but I have a complete set in a bag of, the long scissors and the 2 pairs of tweezers and the thing for a giveaway. Well, thank you, Patty. It's only because I have 40 years of experience on Kevin. But I can't just talk about fish because, I do so much. It's cool to find out, other people who are doing resin, or I do pour paintings, or cut acrylic collages. I paint, I draw, I write. I used to when I was young. Oh, you're not personally attacked. It's just, I have 3 sets of the same kind of tools. And, how many tweezers do you really need at one time to use? It's a really nice set. It's from Okay, and the bag is a little bit dirty because it's been sitting out. Cape TSMA, but it has the flat thing, the 2 pairs of tweezers, and the scissors. You know, a straight tweezer and a bent tweezer. But it's a very nice set, and that's going to be my 300 subscriber giveaway. Because I just think it's really cool. I mean, I waited so long to get mine. And they're, you know, they are used, but I really just don't need as many sets as I have. And they are so handy for doing plants. Oh, I love, well, okay. The only kind of ceramics that I do is native pottery. But, I mean, I've been doing it since I was like, I don't know, I probably started playing with the clay when my mom and grandma were prepping it when I was, I don't know, 3 years old or something. And that's, I mean, I've done like ceramics in school and stuff, but the only stuff that I would do anymore is like native pots. But because, I mean, that's my thing. But I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I was professionally a Honda motorcycle pro tech. Oh, yeah, my hands get so dry when I'm messing in the tanks. It's like I try and do any moving around or stuff like that I have to do when I do the major water changes. But I think fish keep you young. Well, if you like them and happy. And I'm glad that I learned about dirted tanks. I don't know if it's like I'm comparing the taste of a smoked salmon compared to like baked or fried or any other kind of salmon. And when you smoke it with cedar wood, which we used to do in Washington State at Lummi, um, the smoked is definitely better. And I love my son's smoked ribs, or my son-in-law's. Yes, nicotine is nasty. And my long-term care caseworker I just got the mail today put problems smoking. Client does not want to quit smoking. No, I really want to quit smoking. It's just I like it. And I already have COPD, so. Oh, yep, chewy, exactly. I mean, I actually like watching people run in fear when I cough really bad. And I want to get like a t-shirt or a flag that says, "No worries, I have COPD." Or "Don't panic, I have COPD." But it's more fun watching people run. It's like, oh my God, it's a walking COVID factory. Yeah, I think looking back in my medical records, I had COPD a lot longer, or a long time before they told me. They just put it in my records. It's like my first A medical recording of being diabetic was in 1997, and I wasn't actually told I was diabetic until 99. It's like, what are these doctors thinking? Right now, we're doing a personal experiment. What happens when you go 3 weeks without any diabetes medication? And how high will my A1C be at the end of the month? Or my AC1 be? Um, I've gotten up to 540 in my blood sugar. And I just started being out of medication. Well, you always quit smoking a day too late. Yeah, I definitely smoke from stress. And it's subconsciously my mother calling every day for an hour and a half. But she listened to me for years and years, so I can do the same for her and listen to her. Besides, my mom is really cool. Christmas, Christmas, what's that? I don't like Christmas because of Christians. Because I used to go to school after Christmas and everybody's talking about, what did you get? What did you get? What did you get? Well, I'd always say, we don't do Christmas, we do Hanukkah. And it's like, you don't do Christmas? God, your parents are mean. But I knew, my parents aren't mean. We don't do Christmas because we don't do Christmas. We do Hanukkah because I'm Jewish. But when you're a little kid, it still hurts. And it gets into your subconscious. Yeah, I can understand that, Danny. It was sort of interesting at Aquashella that there were like people vaping inside the building because, that's okay. But a lot of the fish tubers were considerate enough to vape outside. And of course, all of us smokers had to smoke outside. Um, it was good for me because it cut down on my smoking because my daughter's house is like no smoking. The motel was we had a no smoking room. So I actually smoked a lot less on my vacation. And then coming back, it's really hard to safely smoke and play in your fish tanks because you could get ashes in your fish tanks and, your hands are busy. So I'm smoking less right now because I'm busy, which is a good thing. But when I take a break, gotta smoke. Yeah, and you actually, wow. Yeah, see, I still get a pack of 20 cigarettes for $3.50. So, yeah, I'm a considerate smoker. My mom had Legionnaires, I don't know, like 30 years ago. So her lungs aren't really good. I would like to not smoke in my house. I used to once upon a time, but I just can't do it anymore. Um, although I am starting to walk more, so I do like that. Yeah, I would end up having to be the one to make and enforce a no smoking in my house rule, but yeah, see, it helps living near a good reservation cigarettes, and they're actually good and no additives. And one of the things that I like the absolute best about them is that when you put them in your ashtray and you don't pay attention to them, they go out. And it saves you a lot of cigarettes just burning into nothingness. Um, yeah, if I had a garage, I would definitely. Um, I was actually thinking of, because my neighbor's a contractor and he does really good work. Um, let's see, I got Newports in Texas at my son's old favorite gas station, and I think they were like
Was that
$7.60 a pack.
was that the one with annoying dogs?
What annoying dogs?
Contractor.
Yes. But I was thinking of getting one of those, like, truck storage containers and putting it right next to the house and having him, because it'll fit underneath the roof line, so he could continue the roof line out to go over the container, and then he could make a door from my bedroom into the storage container, and I could insulate it and make it a fish room.
That would be cool.
Of course, then I'd have to move my computer in there because I like being surrounded by my fish. Now, GRB, here's an interesting thing about taxes that I was thinking about in Texas. In Texas, you have your freeway, and on the frontage roads only go in one direction. So on the right side of the freeway, let's say they go south, and on the left side, the frontage road goes north. And I sort of wondered, someone who, just the average worker, how many U-turns they have to make if their work is on the other side, because you get off the freeway and then you have to go like half a mile before you hit the overpass to go over the freeway. And then you have to make another left-hand turn to get on the frontage road to get to your workplace. And you spend, because the roads are one direction, you have to make a lot of U-turns. And I counted one day, I did 15. So that's 15 extra miles of driving a day. And with the gas taxes going up, it's like the state of Texas, I think, is making a lot of money off the revenue of having one-way frontage roads. I just can't fathom $50 a pack. Because, like, I could get a carton for $50. I would have to smoke. I would have to quit. Wow. $18 a pack. Don't start smoking, Kevin.
You know, I told you, Lori, I never.
Yeah, well.
Okay, no offense, but the first day I got into your car, I was gagging like 5 or 6 times.
Well, yeah, because it's a smoker's vehicle and always has been.
What?
It's a smoker's vehicle. Boogie, what are you talking about? Really? You think so? Oh my goodness, a rock fell in your chair? Here.
You never have, Danny?
Oh, just talking to the dog.
And I'm talking to Danny. night,
Good
Danny.
night, Alphabet. Yeah, that's true. Once you pick up the first one, you're doomed.
I think Danny's going to bed.
Good night, Danny.
I think he's saying to everybody good night.
And all the letters, good night. Or all of Danny's letters. Yep, I quit doing all illegal drugs. Now I just do the legal ones.
Huh?
Yeah, GRB, he's a red tick hound, but he has I think it's called a dry nose, where he's not a good scent hound. So somebody dumped him and he got beat up by a bunch of wild dogs. And when I got him, he was in pretty sad shape and actually facing his demise at the shelter. But he's turned into a wonderful dog. And I kind of like the hound sound. I mean, it sounds, when the coyotes come by and they start yipping, it's pretty cool to hear him sing with the coyotes because he's the bass, because they're all much higher pitched. And it sort of makes me, want to get like a couple more hounds. No, you stop. Is he growling at you? And I always wonder if, since hounds do hound speak, and like Basenji's yodel, do other dogs understand their dialect? Or is it too different? No, well, if you think about it, dogs bark, woof, woof, woof.
I know.
Basenji's yodel, and hounds bay. So they're different dog dialects. So, like, people can't understand other people's dialects. Because, like, there's Tewa and Tiwa, which are just enough different that you can understand, like Portuguese and Spanish. You can understand most of what they're saying, but not everything. Um, so, like, do they sit there and growl at each other because it's a common dialect for them to speak in? Don't look at me like that and stop growling, both of you. Leo, stop.
What's he doing?
Him and Boogie are growling at each other.
Oh.
Boogie's older and was here first, but Leo like wants to be the alpha dog.
Oh.
But what they don't know is I'm the alpha dog. Right? You just want to be the alpha dog. But I have the lid to the dog food. Oh, yeah, there is that to take into consideration. That mom won't give us any pepperonis if we're not good. They all got pepperonis today because they actually didn't get into the ZoomEd containers. I was really amazed.
Oh
Because,
my God, Patty, you're really slow in chat right now.
hey, sorry about them. It's their normal arguing time. Sometimes I feel like that. It's like I have to take into consideration things like, well, I didn't smoke with Kevin, and I don't smoke in the car with my mom because of health concerns. But if you're just being an asshole to me, well, you're not getting in my car anyway. You can walk. Contact high. My first contact high was in Mexico in Durango, and the cops were burning a large catch of marijuana, and the wind was blowing in one direction. And for some reason, we just kept driving around the block, and they'd roll down the windows and let the smoke in the car. Quick roll them up, and we drive around again. Boy, did I get high.
Huh? Huh?
Nope, only drinking root beer. Kevin likes root beer.
Oh, I drink a bunch of root beers at Kenny's. I had like 5 or
That's
6.
like me and Diet Coke. Or energy drinks, the sugar-free energy drinks.
Ah,
My son said the best thing about doing the resin on the Captain Morgan's spiced rum bottle was he got to drink all of the rum in the bottle.
huh?
I told him he could have left the rum in, but he said then he couldn't have, put the thing on the inside to spin it around. Yeah, I definitely have to admit I now want to go to more fish conventions. And I don't even want to go to science fiction conventions anymore, which well, probably because I was doing them from
Hey,
35 years.
hey,
And
next.
I became a smoth, which is a secret master of fandom. And I'd actually consider doing some of what I used to do at a fish convention. Then I
Next
could be secret master of fish.
next year, I either need to go with you or Sherry.
Well, the three of us could go together. That is, if Sherry doesn't have a problem staying in the room with a guy.
No,
You know, I,
she said she wouldn't mind.
I know that I don't understand if you are an adult why. I mean, if you spend the night at somebody's house, you don't go parading around with nothing on. Well, normally, um, so I don't see. Sharing a motel is a good way for people to be able to afford going to a convention. Um, and plus, you get to do things like when you get back to the room, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, check it out what I got. Check out what I got. Yeah, well, I know what you got, but it's still cool. Oh, Repticon. Oh, I love reptile conventions.
What?
First one I went to, I walked in, and a giant yellow anaconda had a good bite on this guy's bicep. And there were 3 other guys trying to pry its mouth open with various sticks and things to get the guy or get the snake unhooked. And my kids were just fascinated. Mom, check out all the blood on the floor. How cool. And the guy goes, kids, it's only cool if you're not the one being bitten.
Wait, so what
I was
happened?
pretty calm.
What happened?
We walked in a very large yellow anaconda had bitten onto a guy's bicep. And there were 4 guys trying to get the snake off of this other guy. And I mean, I guess I raised my kids right. They thought it was cool. Reptile expos. Really cool. All different kinds of reptiles and lizards and morphs of snakes that you've never seen. And just, oh, I love watching the chameleons go around their cages and change color. Um, the upkeep on a chameleon in New Mexico because of how dry it is just, it's really difficult. Um, the vampire crabs, I think well, in the isopods, I just put, they have full glass containers so it holds or full sealed. Well, no, they have little air holes in them, but it keeps the humidity in the tanks and the bins. And maybe it was just that when I had the chameleon, I was much younger. I ended up trading the chameleon for a. Oh, I'll send you one of my snakes. And then when it came in, it was not just a snake, it was a reticulated python. So I didn't keep him. I had little kids at the time. And I traded him for a couple ball pythons, which are still my favorite snake.
Where's George?
I
Uh,
don't want to. I'm not going to drive all the way out to California to buy a snake. We have
what,
some pretty nice morphs out here. I don't even care if it's a morph. I would take
what
a
was I?
plain
I
ball
was gonna,
python.
I was gonna say something to you about the show, and I forgot. I really enjoyed going to Aquashella. Thank you.
Yeah,
I told my
yeah.
mom. I told my mom when we got back that the next ones that I want to hit up next year are the ACA, Aquashella Dallas, and then Fishtoberfest.
The men in black are always around GRB. Yeah, Patty, I totally love the vampire crabs, and I'm hoping that the my terrarium works because I'm not really a green thumb. Because I love plants, and I got them very, very,
Uh
and
huh.
a couple free because it's winter and they're starting to die outside. Um, but they perked up when I gave them water. So I'm hoping that they do well in the terrarium because they're just, I want to find out whether it's red or blue light that they don't see, so I can watch them more at night because they're nocturnal. I had a great time last night watching them climb up the wood and, climb around under the plants. And I actually see one right now that is on the, when you buy plants from like Lowe's or Home Depot or a nursery, sometimes they have a little ground cover plant, and I took some of that and I planted it, and it's like crawling over. Whoa, snow! Ah, yeah, I like ball pythons because of their size, and I can keep them in my sport bra. Oh yeah, Patty, when I texted home to find out how everything was doing, I said, "Yeah, I got crabs," and my boyfriend said, "You got crabs from the hotel? I thought it was a good hotel." Um, yeah, that's my other problem right now with getting a snake is I'd have to keep mousicles all the time or ratsicles. Um, wow, a snow-covered car. I think the days of snow are pretty much gone here. I remember when I was little, my parents have pictures of me in snow anywhere from 6 feet deep, and now we're lucky if we get 6 inches and it lasts. I don't think there's any vegetarian snakes. I would actually really like either a rough or a smooth green vine snake because even though they're venomous, they're rear fanged and their mouths are kind of too small to bite you. Because I'd like to take my 125-gallon, if I can get this terrarium to grow, I might take that tank and seal like one side of it so I can put, um, a good, healthy, organic dirt in there and grow a bunch of vines and plants and like maybe a ficus tree or something or an easy growing tree and put vine snakes in that because it would look, yeah, Bob's milk snake's gorgeous. But I like Mike's aquatics and things. His new snake, the black and white one that he was waiting so long to get, that is one cool snake. And the way it curls up the wire is just awesome. I mean, that's a beautiful snake. Yeah, that's true. Egg eaters. I'll have to do some, not that it'd be a vegetarian, but it'd be easier to feed. I mean, that's part of my problem with getting anything snake wise is a lot of them don't like to eat the mousicles or ratsicles. And when I had snakes before, I used to breed mice and rats, and I just don't want to do that anymore. Which is probably why I know that some of the green vine snakes, um, eat lizards, but there has to be something else they can eat. I mean, growing mealworms is easy. Because I kind of miss having a snake. And green snake, of course, is my name, so having a green snake would be appropriate. And I'd love to have a paludarium. Yeah. That's if I can keep the plants growing. I'm trying an experiment. I actually had a night blooming cereus, which they have 12-inch flowers when they bloom, and they only bloom for one night, for a couple hours, and they actually spray out a perfume to attract the one kind of moth that pollinates them. Uh, and Charles at Goliad Farm actually has a video of him pretending to be a moth. Oh, an eyelash viper. Yeah. Their eyelashes are so cool. Of him pollinating night blooming cereus. But I think mine died because of too much water. But the one that I got from, well, I know the first word of their name was nocturnal something, and I have a business card. At Aquashella, he said that he grows his in the hang on back filters. So when I got home, just to stick them into the hang on back filters. So I'm trying that because the my mom's in. It was interesting when my mom was in San Diego. Her plant bloomed once a year, and since moving to New Mexico, this year it's bloomed 5 times, and it has blooms on it again.
Hey, Lori,
Yeah,
was that the one where? Do you know if that was the one that I got mine from? I was trying to remember what the name was. Was that the only
yeah,
place that?
that had the mangrove.
And the
They had really cool barnacles in the front, and the hanging air plants, where they put the air plant upside down in a sea urchin, and it looks like a octopus or something. And if I knew where the business cards were right now, I'd look. But I have business cards, lots of stickers. I have a breakfast coupon. I have a lock your car.
I think I got this from them.
Yeah, that one. Um, let's see. Yes, and I could thank, no, not those people. Bellini's Cafe, which was, I'm still recommending that. Tank Life Apparel, which has some really cool um, shirts. Cats Aquatics, she was really cool.
I don't think I talked to her.
Haley. Oh, maybe the business card is somewhere else. But there were a lot of really cool stickers. Custom ink.
I really
Oh, cool.
enjoyed yourself, Lori.
Huh?
I'm really glad you enjoyed yourself.
I had so much fun. I want to go again. And
Next,
of course, we have the wonderful LRB Aquatics sticker of his comic book he's making. It was fun. The people are really cool. I mean, everybody I met and talked to, I liked. I enjoyed talking to them. I mean, I would have liked to spend some more time with a couple like Miss Mississippi Hippie, who
Pauline.
had some really cool clothes, and Freaky Fish Lady. But I figure, that's kind of a good reason to plan on going to the next one. Because, like,
Hey, you and me.
and if we could find a motel that had like a kitchenette, we could make some really awesome food.
What?
Oh, I'm just thinking of, because like that barbecue place, I'm sorry, that was not a good example of good Texas down home
What
barbecue.
do you mean? It was delicious.
Oh, of course,
Everybody
Jeffrey,
loved
I
it.
had a great time. Plus, I have those beautiful little babies from you.
Well,
Um,
that and it was nice because
yeah, you got in. You snuck in
you
to the barbecue place.
what?
I want to go back. You snuck into the barbecue place.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why do I need to snake? Why do I need to sneak into a barbecue place? I don't need to sneak into a barbecue place.
No, but you snuck into Petrolies or whatever they were called.
I
He's
don't
the
know.
only one who didn't get carded going in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, right. Right.
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
Um,
Larry. Yeah, well, exactly. That's it, Patty. And I'm sure that there's quite a few of us that are good cooks. And it would be kind of cool to arrange it so, like, everybody could cook something um, like native to their place. Um, yeah, George, your place is a barbecue place. I can smell your barbecue through the stupid computer, and I can almost taste it.
hey,
Um,
hey, George.
that's what we had last night was barbecued ribs. They were awesome. But
George.
wait, let me finish my thought. Okay, what I was saying is, if the people could cook something native to their region, like you guys from the South could cook some really good Southern food. I mean, I totally love etouffee, even though it's like a pain to make. But I'll sit there for 30 minutes to make the roux for etouffee just because it's so good. And I make a killer green chili pozole stew because, like, that's what I grew up on. But that'd be kind of fun. Um, and you save a lot of money by using the kitchenette, that's for sure. Because I could feed everybody. I could feed. I think we figured it out once, and even now it's still like $1 a serving for a green chili stew if you make it for a large group of people. So like feeding 20 people for $20, I I'd do that. Annual cookout at George's, yeah, that'd be cool.
Hey,
Um,
I'm going. Well, never mind. I'll let you finish up your thought. Go
I'm
on.
done. You know me, I just like ramble on, and until you tell me to shut up, I'll just keep yapping.
You're always telling me to shut up.
No, when I say that, I'm always projecting that you're going to tell me to shut up, because that's like what I've heard most of my life. Because well, my nickname used to be Mouse, or well, it still is, because I am as quiet as a mouse. And mice are not quiet. They make lots of noise and rustling, and they're always going around squeaking, and they never shut up, which is why my nickname was Mouse.
Huh.
God, my nickname was what my name eats. That's kind of weird.
What?
After a lifetime, I figure out that my name, which is Green Snake, eats my nickname, which is Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should like find somebody who lives in northern Washington, or yeah, let's take over Plentywood in Montana, and that way all the Americans can go up to Montana and all the Canadians can go to whatever province is in the middle of Canada, and we could all meet for a giant barbecue.
Hey, I think we're coming. I forget when it is, but we're going to be in LA again. My brother, well, my brother and my mom's whole side of the family, 14 of us. It's always fun when the whole family gets together. Not. I hate it when a whole family gets together, but hey. Yeah,
Yeah, my
we're the 25th or 26th. Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we're leaving. We'll be there the 26th, and we're staying. I don't know how long.
Yeah, my late husband's family invited me to Missouri for Thanksgiving, and it's like, I really wish I could go, but then my mother would be very disappointed that I'd be skipping out on my Thanksgiving birthday dinner. So, only drag about having a holiday around your birthday is that Christmas is worse, from what I hear, but I don't do Christmas. Is having your birthday, oh, we're just celebrating it a few days late or whatever, so it can be on the same day as, this other holiday.
And then you only get one present too.
Well, we don't really do presents when you get this old, I guess.
I know.
Um,
No, I'm
I
saying when
got
you're a
I
kid.
got a really nice sweatsuit outfit from my mom, um, but
I'm just saying when you're
I
a
want
young kid, I would
yeah.
think
Well,
that
I
that
don't
would
want
go.
apple pie for a birthday cake or pecan pie for a birthday cake. An annual Aquaballs meetup. Annual Aquaballs adventure. Of course, we probably should ask George about it. And how big is your yard, George?
I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff though.
Well, I'm in a bizarre situation where my house was put on the lot, and all the septic and stuff was done right. I mean, we got our septic tank and electric permits just before they changed the law to make it so you have to have an acre. So if anybody buys a half acre next to me, they can't do anything in it. But the lady who owns it doesn't like me, so she won't sell me the property. So I'm talking with my neighbor on the other side about him buying the property and then selling it to me, because I'm the only one who can do anything with that half acre.
Why?
No one's coming to your house. Yeah, right. I saw those videos of somebody going to your house. Besides, I'd actually love to meet your wife. She seems like a wonderful woman.
She is.
Here we go with live rock. If Well, I'm tempted to get rid of some of my guppies. Well, I don't know. It's like one of those hard decisions. New Mexico. My land is in New Mexico. It's an interesting. It used to have CCNRs, but they ran out. It's in northern New Mexico, and we're actually called the Santa California subdivision. And they took a map of the land with no topography, and they cut it up into half-acre lots. The only problem is, without using a topographical map, you can own an arroyo or a cliff, and there are a lot of people who are out of state and own pieces of this land for like, yeah, I bought it to retire at, and they'll never be able to build a house on a half acre. Um, so, like the 3 half-acre lots next to me that are owned by 2 different people, the lady who owns the outer 2 actually paid taxes on the one in the one in the middle, thinking that by paying the taxes she could just claim the land, which of course doesn't work that way. Um, I mean, I like it because the people who own the, I guess, 3 acres across the road from me are from Alaska and moved back, so that property is empty. Um, the houses up the hill have so many liens on them, anyone would be stupid to buy them because you have to raise the houses and build a new well and stuff. Um, so pretty much just, I have one neighbor who's a half acre away. Nobody comes out here. Nobody bugs me because my neighbor has very dangerous dogs, which is fine with me. Except I have to, really make sure I have a good fence so his dogs don't eat mine. But I have a beautiful, beautiful views of mountains. And there's just not a lot of people out here, which is how I like it. I mean, when I first got into Dallas, New Mexico, northern New Mexico, I'm actually in a town called Abiquiu, which has very interesting demographics of the locals who are half Native American and half Spanish from dating back to the conquistadors, and the other half, well, a quarter are very rich white people, and then the rest of them are oh God, I want to paint like Georgia O'Keeffe, anywhere between 40 and 70-year-old lesbians. It was a very bizarre area. They had their first annual picnic. All the locals sat in one area, and the other 2 groups kind of sat together, and that was the first and the last annual Abiquiu picnic because it just didn't work. But we do have Georgia O'Keeffe views because that's why she was here. Although we don't have the vaginal flowers that she painted. But it's a nice area. I know where to get petrified dinosaur poop and all kinds of cool fossils. And we don't have tornadoes or hurricanes or earthquakes. We do have a dormant volcano, which I was actually offered volcano insurance. And when I asked my dad, he laughed and said, the last time the volcano blew, it blew rocks all the way to California. So if it blows, we're toast. And I know where a government fallout shelter is in case they decide to bomb Los Alamos.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I love it here. My mom says it's because we have Mediterranean genetics, and we like the desert. So we're happy in northern New Mexico.
What, you have Mediterranean? What?
I'm Jewish. I'm a direct descendant of Moses' brother Aaron. So after leaving Africa, my family went to the Mediterranean and stayed there a long time. Then my mom's family actually went to an area outside of Mongolia and then to Kazakhstan. If I could do really good genetic digging, I would probably find Jewish relatives outside of Kazakhstan, because I've been told by a couple people that I look just like the Jews in Kazakhstan. Um, and then my son was also told that it was asked when he was in Afghanistan if he had met the Kazakhstan Jews, because he looks like them also. And then my family went from, well, they went from the Middle East to either Spain, Mongolia, and then Kazakhstan. And we have distant cousins on the Dutch Curacao Island. It's kind of cool when you like look back and find out where you're from. And it's funny because we adopted my brother. And, besides the fact that my parents couldn't have any more kids, my brother said, "Well, why did you pick me?" And my mom said, "Well, you became available. And, we were just meant to have you." And he had a DNA thing done. And it turns out that he, besides being Taos Indian, the other half of him is Jewish Italian. And it's like, see, you belong with us. Yeah, I have European from my dad's side, and he actually inherited quite a bit of land in Wales about 30 years ago, and he decided to give it to his cousins who had been living on the land for like 400 years. And I don't know, I sort of wonder why a question of who owns the land that you've been living on for 400 years. But my dad got all the paperwork and he said, "I'm never going to go live in Wales." So he deeded the land to his cousins who've been living there for 400 years. And it was like just really cool to meet cousins that we didn't know we had. Um, I mean, we didn't get to meet them in person, but it's like kind of cool. And in Abiquiu, there are actually quite a few, well, various names, but convertos, the Spanish Jews who left during the Inquisition and came over during the Spanish Inquisition. And like, I always get the, "Wow, you're Sephardic. You're one of the Jews who didn't hide and pretend to be Catholic. You're real." And that's like, well, just because your family pretended to be Catholic to survive doesn't mean that you aren't a real Jew. I mean, you just have to like, it's sort of like combining Judaism and Native American, or Native American and Catholicism. I actually have a Native American friend who's a Mormon. A lot of the tribal cultures, it's easy to do that with because you're a tribal culture. See, I have a lot of interests. And if anybody ever drives through New Mexico, I'm 2 hours, 2.5 hours north of Albuquerque, and I'd love to meet you. It's like, I have friends who drive through all the time, and it's like, "Wow, I didn't know you were in New Mexico. I could have stopped and met you." It's like, yeah, it's okay.
It was fun. I enjoyed meeting you at least.
Oh, it was awesome.
Thanks for picking me up.
Hey, no problem. I mean, it was like totally worth it for, even picking up Chris, because, all the people that we got to meet. And I mean, that's one reason for going to fish conventions in other parts of the country, because you get to meet like the local people. Like if you go, Washington State, you got to meet everybody who lives up there. And if you go to ones like in the South, you get to meet the people there. I just have to figure out how to get money. Although, when I was at my son's house, he said, "Okay, Mom, you're their last chance." My ex's mother, when she died, well, she was, as people say, a woo-woo type person. Let's pay $20,000 to go to a convention outside of the United States so we can have this wonderful channeler channel the spirit and say, do not pay money to people to tell you how to run your lives. So a month later, she pays $30,000 to go to another convention where the guy tells her how to run your life. It's like, wait a minute, you just paid $20,000 to some guy who said, don't pay money to people to tell you how you run your life. So now you give him $30,000 so he can tell you how to run your life? This doesn't make sense. But there was a question of nobody wants her books. Hey, have good dreams, Atkins, and take care of those lovely fishes and plants. What to do with her books? One of the books is selling on eBay for $450, and ours is a signed copy. And it's like, wow, $400 for a book.
Whose?
I don't know. Kevin's doing all the research on it.
For whose book?
Books that belong to my late mother-in-law.
Oh, wow.
Because nobody wants them. So, being the pack rat of the family, I was asked if I wanted them. And the ones that I don't want will sell. And the ones that aren't worth selling, we're going to take to a used bookstore because we get credit for them. So we can buy books that we want. Because I am an avid reader. I guess it's a good method of escape.
When do you find good books?
Well, it depends what genre you like.
I like mystery, but I haven't found any good books lately. Mystery and adventure.
I'll have to. Oh, adventure. Douglas Preston, Lincoln Childs, Clive Cussler. Awesome mystery, adventure, drama. I mean, they just cover the whole gambit. I'm actually reading a Douglas Preston, one of the books. I just finished Sherman Alexie, but he's more of a small genre writer. He writes Native American stuff. He wrote the screenplay for Smoke Signals. And there was a problem. There was not enough fry bread to go over. So my mother held up the fry bread over the crowd and tore it in half. And there was enough fry bread for all. Fry bread is really good. No, actually, George, I divorced a multimillionaire. And I still think that it was one of the best things I ever did in my life. Because when you don't want money, you want it, but you learn how to be creative to get the things that you want. When I first started getting back into fish keeping, I have seen Death of an Anarchist. Um, I had to be very creative, and I traded a lot of things that I didn't need for tanks. Um, and I sort of like bargaining and trading things because you get rid of things that you're not using and you get something you can use. Um, I traded a bunch of my extra cichlids for a 60-gallon tank and stand so I could put more cichlids in it. Um, when you have money, I went on all the buying sprees and I bought tons of stuff that I still have and I don't really need, so I'm getting rid of. Money, with lots of money, you tend to lose, in my opinion, you tend to lose a lot of your creativity, unless somehow you're forced to become creative to do things. Um, I mean, who would have ever thought of ant sand? I mean, I did it because I can't afford, $20 for a bag of carob sea. So I had to figure out how to get sand and discovered ant sand. Um, for people who are not as disabled as I am, it's a really easy way to get sand. It's getting harder for me, but I still have hope that maybe, sometime next year, when my diabetes is under control, I can get my pain facet shots and I'll be able to start walking more. Um, because there's still a lot of things that I want to do and I actually force myself to do, and then I pay for it the next day. But I mean, God, Monday when I hit my daughter's house, kids go to bed at 7 o'clock. Man, I was in bed and I slept 12 hours and it was awesome.
Wow.
I was just like, but it totally screwed my schedule up because I was waking up at like 6:30 or 7 in the morning, and that's like I go to bed a couple hours before that. So I'm starting to get back on my right schedule, I think, which is being up all night because nobody in the house bugs me. Oh, look at those happy puppies. Fender! 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 You can't hear me. And I open the Pop Tarts, and who shows up? Dogs. Dogs don't eat Pop Tarts. Yeah, there was at Aquashella, there was actually a not talked about but very interesting art section with a couple of really nice, good artists. I bought a piece from this guy named Sam Scats or something like that, and he had a very nice print of a horny toad. Like nobody does pictures, drawings of horny toads, and this is a very detailed piece. And how many of you can say you've been to the opera? I've been, I guess, having parents born on the East Coast, and especially my mother born in New York City. I've gone to plays and the Santa Fe Opera, which is world famous.
New York that's where we did watched a lot of plays. New York and London.
Now, my mom was on Broadway and off Broadway in the Jewish section, starting when she was like 12 years old. I got to meet some very interesting people from her past when we went to New York. No, dogs don't eat chocolate Pop-Tarts. Chocolate is not good for you. Pop-Tarts are not good for you or me. I will give you a pepperoni. Mmm. It was funny because I was thinking I sit here and I just ramble on and talk about all kinds of things. And if I wasn't doing it here, I'd be talking to my dogs or my fish. Well, I talk to Leo anyway because he's like bugging me right now.
Oh.
Mom, I got potato chips. He got so spoiled on that trip.
Why?
When we came home, just eating all kinds of weird stuff. When we got home, my Kevin poured the dog food out, and he went and he sniffed it. And then he went into the kitchen and sat down. And it's like, what is your dog doing? I said, oh, he doesn't think he's a dog anymore. I said, he deserves to have some of that fried calamari or squash and carrots. Mmm. Hey, the pepperonis are just for you. I don't eat any of them. I used to work at a health food store, Wild Oats, and a guy came in with organic, natural dog biscuits that taste so good and are made with people grade food that even you could eat them. So my late husband and I each took a biscuit and ate it and opted not to buy his biscuits because they were nasty tasting. I said, even a milk bone dog biscuit tastes better than this thing. And if I won't eat it, I certainly won't feed it to my dog.
Yeah, I make my own dog treats for my dogs. Or at least I used to.
And you take those biscuits, well, I make cookies. Take those cookies out of the oven and the dogs all come running and you try and convince them that it's just too hot. And they just think you're trying to keep the biscuits away. Come on. You like homemade biscuits? That have carrots and apples and vegetables. So you'll eat your vegetables because they're good for you. God, I really am going to work on my tank so you can look at something other than my logo. And he's back.
Yep. Although I think I'm going to end it in 6 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because then it's 1. Which is 2 your
3 hours.
2 your time.
Oh my goodness, I've been talking 3 hours? Ugh. See,
You
just
like
imagine. Yeah, I like to talk. No, I just talk. I've always been a motor mouth. And
how do you not like to talk?
no, I like to talk. That's why I talk to my fish and my pets, my dog all the time. And today I got to spend a lot of time with Morris, who's just a way cool cat. He is the most purry cat I've ever owned. You just like touch him and he starts purring. And he purrs and he purrs. And then he purrs and he purrs. It's really cool.
What color?
Orange with white face and legs and tummy.
Oh.
Marmalades are my favorite cats. And oh, he's a big cat. I mean, he probably weighs like 15 pounds or something. I'll find out when I take him to the vet because well, they said he kind of has like a permanent ear infection and he has no mites. So I just want to take him to my vet because, you know, I trust my vet. I've had her a long time. Although I might see her husband because he does the cats and she does the dogs.
Oh.
Well, I got her originally because she was one of the few vets who did Great Danes and knows things about large dogs. Like, you don't feed them puppy chow because it makes them grow too fast and it can really play havoc with their bones and joints as they grow because there's too much protein. Um, but she knew a lot of the Dane specific things. So I started with her because of the Great Danes. And her husband does the cats. And so my mom's cat actually comes up here to see him because, like, well, I've been going there probably 20 years now.
Oh wow.
And when you find a good vet, you want to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did also find out something interesting about our clinic, our Humane Society clinic, is it is one of the only in the country still doing free spay and neuters for anybody in the community and any type of dog or cat. And well, they do the free, feral cat tip neuter return, but um, Karma got spayed, all her vaccinations, including rabies, and microchipped for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was a killer deal.
How?
And I know the vet, and she's a very good vet. She used to be with another vet clinic, and when the shelter was looking for a new vet, she got a job there. She's been there about 10 years.
Oh wow.
It's like management change, but Dr. Yost is still at the vets or still at the clinic. But they said that they actually got an award this year for being one of the few free humane societies in the United States. And it's really cool, that they still do it. I mean, it used to be, you had to qualify for low cost, but now you don't have to do that anymore. Just schedule an appointment and bring your pet in. So it's good for the community. It helps cut down. And it's like, poor Karma was so scared, and the girl's going, "Oh, come on, Mama. Come on, Mama. Follow your mommy. Come on, Mama." And I said, "She's here because we don't want her to be mommy. She doesn't need to have puppies to fulfill her life."
Well, so it was interesting because sorry, um, but it was interesting because my aunt, well, my uncle's girlfriend, she's her father was in the, I want to say like a admiral, so he's very high up there, and he doesn't, um, so she doesn't work, or she doesn't need to. She's got quite a lot of money, so she doesn't really need to work, but she's always depressed. Anyways, she graduated college when she was like 18. Um, and she actually got her she actually became a vet. But of course, she doesn't need to work, so she doesn't. And I thought it was interesting because she volunteers at like the Audubon Society, and I think she also like fosters and does the Humane Society, but she won't tell them that that she was a vet. She's of course not practicing right now, but she was a vet. But
Yeah,
she won't.
well, then they'll want her to work.
Well, she volunteered there, but she won't help. She doesn't want them to know, which I always find funny. But yeah, I don't know.
Becoming a vet is harder than being a doctor. A lot of veterinarians who flunk out become doctors.
Well, yeah, because you have to know a lot more um, to become a vet than you do a doctor.
I always like my horse stepped on a nail once, and the vet came out, and I don't remember his last name, but his first name was Brian, and he came out, and my horse was standing on asphalt, and he took the nail out and fixed it up. Then he poured a liquid on it, and he poured another liquid on it, and then he poured another liquid, and it sort of started sounding like I was in an indoor swimming pool. And then it started getting dark, and I remember him taking my hand and sitting me down because I was barefoot, and it really sounded like I was in a swimming pool, that echoey sound. And he said, "Are you allergic to penicillin or morphine?" And I said, "No." And then, like, I don't know how long it was, but a while later, things started coming back, or I started coming back to earth. And I asked him what happened. And he said, since I was standing barefoot on the asphalt, I had, because of the DMSO, I had enough penicillin to kill anything that I may have, and enough morphine to keep me happy for the rest of the afternoon. I'll tell you, Tweety and Sylvester will never be the same after that afternoon. And I remember thinking that I was so lucky that I had a veterinarian there, because he was used to clients not being able to tell them what was wrong. And he could figure out what was wrong with me. I didn't have to tell him. It's like, yeah, you could just figure it out. You're a vet. It was a very interesting day. That's for sure.
Was that in the morning?
I guess he came in about 10, and it must have been like 11:30 or 12 when I got the morphine and penicillin. And I remember my friend coming over and grabbing me by the shoulders and looking at me in the eyes and saying, "What are you on?" And I said, "Morphine." And he said, "Oh, where'd you get it?" The veterinarian. Yeah, my kids are allergic to penicillin, so they have to do sulfa drugs. My mom's allergic to penicillin.
My
I
brother
guess
is
I just like got lucky or something, and I'm not allergic to penicillin.
Wait, I thought he asked if you were allergic to penicillin
Yeah,
or
and I
what?
said no. Well, Deljo said that penicillin would just end up killing her, and my kids are also allergic to penicillin. It's like, I remember the first time my
Wait,
son
so
got an
you are or
antibiotic.
you're not? So you are
I
or are
am
you?
not. I
Oh,
am not. My kids are.
I thought you weren't, but you were. Okay,
No,
got it.
I'm allergic to clindamycin, which is an antibiotic.
Isn't that also in a lot of fish meds?
Dog, yeah, and dog medicine, cat medicine. I just kept all my clindamycin when I found out I was allergic to it for my animals. Oh
Oh,
yeah, morphine makes you really happy. Yeah, I get anaphylaxis from peanuts. I've been intubated so many times, it's like I don't like it. It's like, no, no, not the tube down the throat again, please. But it's better than dying, I guess.
Well, didn't somebody kill their girlfriend accidentally?
I'm not surprised. It would actually be a good way to kill him on purpose.
Well, he ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich 3 or 4 hours before seeing her. And apparently he kissed her and she went into anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, I remember that story. Yeah, well, I can, like, when I used to go to meetings, people would bring cookies, and it's like as soon as they opened them, like I could tell, in like a schoolroom size room, I could tell if there's peanut butter cookies. I actually had to quit working at Wild Oats because they put me in the smoothie department, which was right next to where the ovens were, and I'd get sick from them cooking peanut butter cookies. Um, Allergies are nasty things to have.
All right. Well, I
We've
do.
gone over 6 minutes because I just can't shut up.
Well, I enjoyed it. Thank you for coming. I will see everybody later. Have a great night. And thank you, Lori.
Hey, no problem.
Have a good night, everyone. See you tomorrow
And
for an
everybody,
interview.
stay safe.
See you tomorrow see you tomorrow / later today. Um, we're gonna be having on Trent from Well Done Tanks on. So I hope everybody has a great night, and I will see y'all later. Bye, everyone.